Beautiful people of YouTube, my name is Oliverkatt, and welcome back. Tonight we're going to be doing something a little different. No, this isn't going to be one of my typical Let's Plays, and even less of a review, more like an overview, or a shout out to a game that I've recently been playing. I made a script for this video, can you tell? Now, before I carry on, I'm just going to say, no, I haven't been sponsored or paid to make this video. I'm doing this out of my own goodwill because I genuinely like the game, and personally, I don't think this game has gotten enough time in the spotlight. The video footage you're currently watching is pre-recorded footage of a game called Hammerwatch. Hammerwatch is a, quote, hack-and-slash action-adventure set in a fantasy pixel art environment, says Steam. I would also include that it does have some rogue-lite elements to it, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Now, the game was developed by Shokum he's gonna think I'm an asshole. I can't pronounce your name, dude. And what I'm assuming to be his partner, Nicholas Mirberg, and their company Crackshell. Now, the two drew on inspiration from the earlier Gauntlet games, and it very much shows. I actually said to myself, when I first started playing, it would be awesome to see some Dungeons & Dragons creatures running around in here. Now knowing where they pulled the inspiration from, and if you know the correlation between the Gauntlet games and Dungeons & Dragons, you know that it's just one big circle jerk. As of this video, the game features 6 playable classes being Paladin, which is overpowered as fuck, Wizard, which is not overpowered as fuck, Ranger, which is useless as fuck, Warlock, fuck, Thief, which I never see anyone play, and Priest, which is pretty much your only support class, but no one is willing to use. The game features 2 campaigns, one being Castle Hammerwatch, which is your default campaign, and Temple of Sun, which came in a while after, but is much more difficult. Also, for you map makers out there, the game gives you the ability to create and edit your maps through the provided editor. Maps can also be shared through the Steam Workshop or directly on the server, which is automatically downloaded for each individual player as soon as they join a host. Besides all that, you have all your standard single player mode and local LAN modes, so you can play those maps by yourself or with nearby friends. Within the maps, the game contains a handful of monster hordes and bosses. Now, one of my personal gripes is I don't think that there's enough of them. I do wish that there was more of a variety of the monsters you could fight. Also, the monsters do scale in multiplayer and also when you increase the difficulty setting. But how will you be fighting said monsters? Well, here's another one of my personal issues with the game. As you play, you upgrade your character by locating secret shops. From these shops, you can purchase upgrades. Upgrades being damage, health, and mana buffs, or new abilities altogether. But through the history of all past dungeon crawlers, loot gave you the initiative to scour through dungeons mindlessly while slaughtering hordes of undead and creatures of hell, in hopes that perhaps you could find that one piece of gear to all your friends and make your life just a tad bit easier. I say, without this incentive, there's no sense of risk versus reward. I played the dungeons, upgrade my hero, and at times I came to the realization that there was nothing tempting me to finish these dungeons besides actually being the game, and come on, to be honest, that wasn't something that I wanted to do. I wanted more. In my honest opinion, the sprite art was beautiful, the music was okay, but the actual content leaves a lot more to be desired. I find myself craving to know more about the world that I'm in, wanting to explore more than just these dungeon halls. But if there was ever a pixel MMO, I wish that it would look, feel, and play just like Hammerwatch. Wait. Actually, developers do consider a tiny pixel MMO. The skill that Crackshell displayed in Hammerwatch is almost unmatched in the style of this game, which is why I see this game so highly. I just wish there was more. Ugh, look at me, I said this wasn't going to be a review, and I accidentally turned it into one. And unfortunately, I haven't been able enough since my computer crapped out and left me using a toaster. But before going into close, I'd like to thank 2 fellow subscribers for assisting me in producing this video. Your help goes a long way and is always appreciated. So, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, and if you're new to my channel and would like to see more of me, go ahead and subscribe. I'd like to end this video in a meaningful and sentimental quote from one of the most famous dungeon crawlers of all time, Jim Dark Magic. His quote was, "I fucked your sister."